Hi, I'm David Manti, and welcome to 5 Minutes with Food Manufacturing. With me today is Jason Sigman, president of Hi-Tech. How you doing today, Jason?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Excellent. Well, let's jump right into it. What are some of the industry-wide packaging problems that Hi-Tech can address in the food industry?
The industry-wide problems are always changing, but over the past 3 years with, COVID and everything, it's become finding good employees. So customers are looking for automation equipment to help relieve some of that stress. But then also when you get automation equipment, you need stuff that's easy to operate because you can't find the highly skilled employees that you used to be able to find. So that's what we've been focusing on is, making great equipment, but something that's easy to operate. So no matter what level of employee the customer may have, they can operate the equipment effectively.
Do you have any examples of the specific problems that your equipment fixes?
Um, it's just ease of use. It's what companies started to do over the past 20 years was keep adding features, adding features, adding features, trying to, which is great for your your car. It's like, oh yeah, I want all these features. But when it gets to automation equipment for production, it just creates a convoluted system that's really hard to navigate and operate. And you end up with a lot of features and things that may sound cool, but in the end, the customer really doesn't need and they don't want. So that's the problems we kind of fixed is we just went back to the basics and just give the customer exactly what they need and what they want, which in turn makes the system easy to operate, easy to fix. So that's where a lot of these larger companies just started going in the direction, let's add this, add that, add this, add that, which really it's just glitter. It's not anything you need. And then in the end, it makes it a super convoluted system. And when something breaks, it could be 40 different things to fix it. Um, so they kind of went beyond what I think customers actually wanted and needed. So that's what we focus on.
I got it. They're over engineering. So, what would you say are the top features of Hi-Tech's equipment?
We've kind of built our business like we're firemen. Because at a food packaging company, when that machine goes down, and it will go down eventually, they all, they're in harsh environments, like salad customers, which we'll talk about later. It's a really harsh environment, so eventually something's going to get broken by sanitation or just neglect. But you got to have those parts on the shelf because when that machine goes down, that line's down, and that's orders that can't get out, and customers are just in a panic. So that's what we've catered to is machines that are super easy to operate, super easy to fix. But then whenever they need anything, we have techs on standby and we have the parts on the shelf and we can get it to them right away. And we answer the phone when they call. That's a big one.
That's a great way to help reduce downtime. Parts on the shelf, and you answer the phone.
Yeah, we really are we're not firefighters, but that's what it feels like. Every day is a fire, helping a customer put out a fire. Um, and
Okay.
it's hard, but that's what we're good at. That's what we've always done. So we're really good at it.
Well, you had mentioned salad customers. How many salad or green leaf customers do you support?
There's about four major ones, and we support all of those, such as like Taylor Farms, Dole, Fresh Express. We support pretty much all of them in different manners, whether it be service, parts, equipment. The salad industry used to be a small industry until about 20 years ago, I guess, when Spring Mix came out. That's kind of changed the industry for salad. Now there's salad's a huge industry.
So you had mentioned the service side and sort of after the purchase, but before the purchase, what do you guys do in terms of installation of equipment and kind of getting things up and running?
So with any automation equipment, you really want the OEM to be the one to provide the startup and installation support for that. So we do that, and being firemen, we try to always have techs on standby because some companies will sell a machine, but a customer may have to schedule 4 to 6 weeks in advance that technician who's going to install it. So we try to keep that down to give us 1 to 2 weeks notice. But our technician will go on site, oversee the installation, verify power, verify air, test the equipment, program the equipment, and then fully train the customer's personnel on the equipment. And I like to have my guys make bad things happen that the customer has to find themselves and then figure out how to fix themselves with us in the background kind of guiding them. Because our goal is when we leave, um, as problems come up, they can handle them themselves, unless it's something major, then they need a call. But if you don't train them properly, as soon as you leave, in a week, they're going to be calling because they don't know what to do. And that's what we don't want.
No, and it makes sense to prevent that. Before we get out of here, any closing thoughts for the food manufacturing audience about yourself or high tech and the equipment that you guys provide?
Just know, high tech, we made a change over the past 2 years is where we stock pretty much all the equipment for the food industry, where I mean, industry standard was 20 to 24 weeks. COVID came out, it became 30 to 36 weeks. So we spent the past 2 years just stocking inventory. So, I mean, we don't have everything on hand for every application, but 99% of all applications, we have full turnkey systems in stock that could be had in 2 to 3 weeks. And then, back to our earlier conversation, our equipment's all been designed specifically for certain products. That's where a lot of companies fail. They don't have the experience to know that salad needs special features and designs. Prunes need special features and design. Every product needs its own thing. And without that experience and knowledge, you can't design a machine that's going to be, you know, top notch for that product. So we take care of our customers for life. Our customers, we like to think they're friends and part of our family for life.